discussing the death of Yishmael at the end of our parasha, the Torah says, Vayigva, Vayomos, Vayosef alamav. 3 words the Torah uses to describe the death of Yishmael. Vayigva, we're accustomed to translating the word Vayigva, expired or passed away. Vayomos, died. Vayosef alamav, and was gathered unto his people. So these 3 words, Vayigva, Vayomos, Vayosef alamav, so Rashi quotes from the words of Chazal, that whenever the Torah uses the word Vayigva, it means that a tzaddik died. Just like it says by Avram in Pasuk Ches in our parsha just a few psukim ago. Vayigva v'yomas Avram b'seva teva, and Avram died. Vayosef alamav also uses the same 3-word formula, which means that a tzaddik died. Yishmael is a tzaddik? Yes, say Chazal, because even though in Parshas Vayera we read that his behavior led to such a point that he had to be expelled from the house of Avraham, but that was in Parshas Vayera. In Parshas Chayei Sara he did tshuva, and by the time he died at tzaddik, and that's why he uses the word Vayigva v'yomas v'yosef alamav. Interestingly enough, or strangely enough, when we look at Parshas Noach, when we're talking about the destruction of the world at the time of the flood, the Torah uses the same word, Vayigva. The Torah uses the word that the entire world, Vayigva kol basar haremes al haaretz ba'ef v'vehemu v'chayev v'chol, all the birds, all the animals, all the reptiles, all the people, Vayigva, the same word, Vayigva, which we just learned, which we just saw, Rashi quoting Chazal, that it means the death of a tzaddik. Here it's used to describe the destruction of all people, all mankind, all birds. How come the Torah uses the same word? So the Gemara asks the question, the Gemara in Bava Basra, and the Gemara answers, yes. When it says Vayigva alone, it could mean the death of a righteous, it could mean the death of a Rasha, that doesn't matter. When it says in our parasha, Vayigva, Vayeyosef alamav, and he was gathered unto his people, that means only the death of a tzaddik. When it says those 2 words together, Vayigva and Vayeyosef, then we can be sure that we're talking about a tzaddik. It's a little bit strange. Why would the Torah use the same word? Okay, the Torah adds the word Vayeyosef, but the word Vayigva, how could that mean also the death of a tzaddik, the passing of a tzaddik, and the destruction of the worst people that ever lived in the world, so much so that Hashem had to destroy the entire world? And there it says Vayigva, and here it says Vayigva. So the Maral gives a beautiful explanation. The word Vayigva says, the Maral really means, the deep meaning of the word Vayigva, the translation of the word is destruction. Total destruction. And we understand how it fits in very well in Parshas Noach. The entire world was destroyed. Vayigva means destruction, completely obliteration of what was there. That's Vayigva. What does it have to do with the death of a tzaddik? A person is made up of a body and a soul, the guf and the neshama. Every decision that a person makes throughout his life is either for the good of his guf or for the good of his neshama. If he helps his neshama, then his guf becomes a transparent vessel to service the neshama and to allow the neshama to reach its potential. If a person does the opposite, if he makes a decision which favors the body over the neshama, he does something which damages the neshama becomes soiled, his neshama becomes ruined, and his guf becomes paramount in this person. A tzaddik lives his entire life, or a person who did tshuva, like Yishmael in our case, who lives his life, who concludes his life on the highest level, on his highest level of potential of his soul, means that he used his guf only as a vessel to serve the neshama. At the time of his death, his guf, his body is completely irrelevant. It's completely not important, and it's completely discarded. Just like the entire world was destroyed by the Mabul, Vayigva means that the person, the guf, the body of the person is completely discarded, completely destroyed, and completely not paid attention to at all. What's left? What's left is the neshama. So if the pasuk uses the word Vayigva, Vayeyosef alamav, and was gathered, means the neshama, the paramount part of the person, the real part of the person, is gathered to its proper place, alamav, to the proper place where it belongs. So that is describing the death of a tzaddik. Vayigva and Vayigva. The result is completely different, but the word means the same. There it means the destruction of the world, and here it means the total discard of the guf, which is completely unimportant and completely irrelevant at the point of the death of a tzaddik. Good Shabbos.